Delighted to be joined on the line now by Aidan Coleman ahead of what looks potentially, hopefully, to be an absolute cracking weekend, Aidan.
Yeah, it's like great cards all around the place, isn't it? Got a couple of good rides myself, so yeah, like you said, it'll be very interesting what mood I'll be in Saturday evening anyway.
Yeah, just before we go on to that, Aidan, just going to take you back to June the 1st, 2019, Saturday evening, 6:30 at Stratford Handicap Chase. You partnered the Charlie Longston trained Western Miller to reach your 1,000 career success. You must have been very proud.
Yeah, like it was something, it's great to do, when you start, yourself, when you start riding, you set yourself all these different goals, and you kind of keep moving them as you go along, as in ride your first winner, ride out your claim, ride 100 winners, these things. You keep going and you keep ticking them all off, and you realise every time you do one, you're very, very lucky and very, very fortunate. And then, when the 1,000 winner milestone was creeping up, I suppose I first spotted it, I was in the 900 something. I thought, gee, that would be great, to do that. And to do it then it was fantastic. It was one of those achievements that I really am proud of it, to be honest, because it shows that it just gives you your career a bit of longevity, as well as not just being there for a couple of years and kind of disappeared into the woodwork like can happen in this game. It shows I've been around and I've done the job to a high enough level for a longer period of time, which hopefully bodes well that I can continue to do it for a long period of time.
Yeah, as you said, it's very important to build momentum, and success you'd hope would breed success. As you said, if you're on the sidelines, or if you do have a bit of bad luck, or for whatever reason, if you fall out of fashion, it's very hard to get back going again.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's all about the next winner in this game, not just resting your laurels. So it's very important to keep going forward.
Yeah, and we have to mention among those victories are wins in the 2018, the Long Walk Hurdle at Ascot last December, and of course the Cleeve Hurdle at Cheltenham last January, and of course victory in the Stairs Hurdle at the Cheltenham Festival last March, with thanks to Paisley Park. And before we talk about the long distance Newbury on Friday, you guys were one of the success stories from last year. Yourself, Aidan, as a jockey, trainer Emma Lavelle, and of course Barry Fenton, and owner Andrew Gemmell, whose passion for the sport is incredible.
Yeah, like I said, it's quite obviously myself and Emma were kind of been around a long time and waiting for a flagship horse like Paisley, but then to do it with a man like Andrew is fantastic, because what you all see on the TV and all that and in interviews is exactly what Andrew is. He's a sport enthusiast, not just racing, everything. The way he embraces life and the way just a man that he is. He's a special man to be associated with, and then obviously to be associated with him with the likes of a horse like Paisley Park is just even better, really, because Andrew he's a top man, as you all kind of got to know him over the last year or so.
Yeah, it's an incredible story, and we're very much looking forward to see Paisley Park tomorrow. It is a Grade 2, small field, but there's no such thing as an easy Grade 2, Aidan. How do you see things panning out?
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult now. It's his first run of the year. The majority of the horses, like the World's End, he won the Haydock, or the Weatherby race. Sorry, he's had a run. You know what I mean? Harry, who I rode that day, followed him home. He's had a run as well. And then you got like Beer Goggles, who hopefully is very handy, because you'd like to think he'll make the pace, which would be nice. And then you got an old star like Thistlecrack, who we all know how good he is, and he looks like his aim is the King George. But in saying that, he was an exceptional hurdler, and he'll be there to take a bit of beating as well, Thistlecrack. So look, it's going to be a very difficult race. It's Paisley's first run of the season, and I will be mindful of that, so everyone knows that our main goal is to work up until March. Obviously every race he runs in is extremely important, but it is his first time out this year, and a good run into him and make sure he runs well and all that comes back safe is obviously first and foremost. But to me, it's all about gearing up to March again, and Newbury's a perfect starting point, but it is just that.
And we're going to look ahead, of course, to 3 o'clock on Saturday in the race that was formerly the Hennessy. It's the Grade 3, it's the Ladbrokes Trophy Chase. You ride OK Corral for JP McManus and Nicky Henderson. You haven't rode the horse in public since winning a novice hurdle event on him at Kempton back in May 2017. He was last seen pulling up in the National Hunt Chase at the Cheltenham Festival last March, and to be fair, he didn't get much luck in running. He was beat too soon in the race, really, to do himself justice. He was probably beaten after about 2 miles, and I'm guessing you've had a sit on him at home. And what can you tell us?
Yeah, I've sat in plenty, Paul Heath. Look, he's a very talented horse. He hasn't ran that much in his career, as you say. Like, I haven't sat him in a race course in 2017, but he probably hasn't ran a whole pile in between either. Cheltenham, for whatever reason, didn't go right. That wasn't his true running at all. It wasn't trip or track or ground or anything like that. As you say, he was beat too soon, and it just wasn't his running. Before that, he looked very progressive. He's a great ride to pick up. I've sat him plenty at home. He does seem to be going well. But look, 24 runners, Newbury, handicap chase like it is. It's going to be a great contest to watch. It's going to be a very hard contest to take part in because it's, you could give any number of horses a chance in it. I can see why OK Corral is favourite, but this is as open a Hennessy as I've known in a long time, to be fair. And look, it's a great race to be in. It's a great ride to pick up, but it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, as I said, he's only a 9-year-old. He's only having his 11th start on the race course. Would he mind the hustle and bustle of the handicap chase on Saturday?
I'm sure that'll be fine. It just depends, as you know, on any kind of race, what kind of hustle and bustle it is. And, it's going to be tight over the first 4 or 5 anyway until we settle out, And I suppose, look, he will be fine. He's a great attitude. It's just, in a race like that, you just do need a bit of luck early on and find the right slot or follow the right one or not get bumped or hampered or whatever. So, the hustle and bustle will be fine as long as it's nothing too untoward, which would affect any horse, basically.
Before I let you go, Aidan, we've got a small field going to post at Newcastle for the Fighting 5th due off at 2:05. Can you see anything getting close to Bouvier?
The boring answer, and I think it's probably the only one you could come up with, is no, Paul, to be honest. I think when you look at his last year, he won this last year beating Samco. It doesn't look like the likes of that are in it this year. He finished off winning a Punchestown last year. No, to be honest, I'd love to find the listeners some angle to find some outsider, but I think they should just watch and enjoy watching a horse the Bouvillaire's quality rather than trying to look for an angle to make money on, I think.
Well, that's great stuff, Aidan, and we wish you the very best of luck over the weekend, and fingers crossed we'll be talking in the future.
Brilliant, that's great. Thanks, Paul.